When the Prophet ﷺ entered to Medina, he gave an inaugural address. And one of the first things that he mentioned ﷺ to this newly formed community is that he said, أطعموا الطعام, feed food. And the Prophet ﷺ is giving us something very special here. That food, besides being something that fulfills the basic needs of people, it's also something that brings people together. It's a way of building community. And so the Prophet ﷺ is showing us one of the beautiful impacts and one of the beautiful things that food does, is that it brings people together. On the other side, in our times, there's this reality and this phenomenon that food actually can be something that breaks people apart, that causes divisiveness, that causes tension unnecessarily, and even that causes fighting, especially when it comes to certain hot topic issues, certain meaty issues. And so how can we make sure that food fulfills the purpose that the Prophet ﷺ was giving us here when he talks about a community coming together? How do we make sure that food brings us together and food is not something that tears us apart? One of the most beautiful things that food does is it gives people an opportunity to come together over a meal, hash out their differences, build that love, that appreciation for each other, maybe even heal wounds that have been for a long time untended to. And so we want to make sure that food becomes something that feeds the soul and brings the souls together, and not something that tears us apart unnecessarily. How do we navigate these issues of differences of opinion? How do we respect, even if we don't agree with other approaches, other perspectives when it comes to certain issues related to food? Extremely important, extremely relevant in our times, in our communities, in a society or in an environment where disagreeing in a way that causes split and division has become common. We want to make sure that food brings people together and never tears them apart.